Imagine for a moment that you are standing inside a dimly lit temple, the flickering of torches casting shadows across walls carved with strange symbols. In the center, a circle drawn in ash, and at its heart, a bowl that gleams dark red under the firelight. This is not just a vessel. This is a container of life itself. Blood, the most intimate and powerful substance coursing through every living being, has always carried with it a sense of mystery, reverence, and even fear. And across cultures, from the dawn of humanity to modern occult practices, blood has been seen as the ultimate medium of sacrifice, the key to unlocking hidden realms, the proof of devotion, and the price of power. Why blood? Why has this crimson liquid, more than water, more than breath, been considered the key to transcendence? Tonight, we are diving deep into the secret of blood in ancient rituals, exploring its role as sacrifice, its interpretation as life force, and its occult meaning that still reverberates through cultures today. From the earliest hunters, blood was never simply a fluid. It was the visible essence of life. When an animal fell, its blood poured onto the earth, and ancient peoples saw the ground itself drinking it, nourished by its energy. In Mesopotamia, blood took on an even greater role. According to the Babylonian creation myth, humans were formed when the gods mixed the clay of the earth with the blood of a slain deity. To the Sumerians, blood was literally divine, the raw material of human life, a fragment of eternity fused with the mortal. The Egyptians also treated blood as a sacred force. Within the sprawling temple complex of Karnak, priests offered the blood of animals to appease Sekhmet, the fierce, lion-headed goddess of war. To the Egyptians, blood was not only a symbol of sacrifice but also of rebirth. Mummies were buried with amulets that bore traces of blood, reminders that the life force itself would guide the dead into the afterlife. Imagine standing in the Valley of the Kings, surrounded by walls painted with crimson figures, knowing that the very color of blood was used to invoke eternal renewal. Cross the ocean to Mesoamerica, and the reverence for blood becomes even more dramatic. On the towering pyramids of Teotihuacan and Tenochtitlan, the Aztecs performed blood rituals on an almost unimaginable scale. For them, the sun itself required blood to continue its journey across the sky. Priests raised obsidian knives, cut into the chests of captives, and lifted still-beating hearts to the heavens. As horrifying as it sounds to us today, to the Aztecs it was an act of cosmic responsibility. Without sacrifice, the universe itself might collapse. Blood, in their view, was the only currency the gods would accept. But even outside these monumental acts, blood held power in smaller, more personal ways. In ancient Greece, rituals to Dionysus, the god of ecstasy and frenzy, sometimes included the mixing of animal blood with wine. Participants would drink, symbolically merging themselves with divine chaos. Spartans, known for their ferocity, were rumored to drink the blood of sacrificed animals before battle, invoking the beast's raw strength. In Rome, the cult of Mithras practiced bull sacrifices in underground temples, where initiates bathed in the blood of a slain bull, believing it cleansed and rebirthed them into new spiritual life. These acts may sound alien, but they reflect something deeply human: the recognition that blood is more than substance. It is symbol. It is sacrifice, power, and bond. To occult traditions, blood is the ultimate seal. Words and gestures may invoke, but blood anchors. Alchemists spoke of the red tincture, an essence hidden in blood that could transform metals into gold. Medieval grimoires often demanded drops of blood as offerings to spirits, because blood was thought to carry the soul's signature. A spirit could reject food, herbs, or incense, but it could not ignore blood. And in Europe, blood took on yet another form of symbolism: the sacred and the controversial. In Christianity, the chalice of wine became the blood of Christ, drunk as part of the Eucharist. To believers, it was not just symbolic but a direct connection to redemption and divine sacrifice. But to outsiders, particularly in the Middle Ages, these rituals inspired dark rumors. Whispers spread that Christians literally drank blood, fueling accusations of occultism and heresy. Blood, once again, was both revered and feared. Why does blood hold this duality? Because it is the most immediate expression of life and death. Cut your skin, and you see your essence spill out. Offer blood, and you offer yourself. It is not like sacrificing food or burning incense. It is the most personal and irreversible gift. In occult practice, this reality is magnified. A spell sealed with blood is believed to bind intent to the soul. Imagine casting words into the darkness, a candle burning, incense rising. Then, with a pinprick, a drop of blood is added. Suddenly, the ritual is no longer symbolic. It is fused with your very being. The blood ties the act to you, making it inseparable from your fate. This is why modern occultists, even today, tread carefully with blood rituals. They are seen as powerful, irreversible, and dangerous. Folklore, too, is filled with blood's mysterious weight. Vampires, of course, crave blood not just for sustenance, but for life force itself. In old European farming traditions, spilling a drop of blood on the soil was believed to ensure fertility, as if the earth recognized the vitality of the offering. Among African tribes, rituals involving cattle blood symbolized renewal and community, with members drinking fresh blood mixed with milk during ceremonies. In Norse traditions, warriors mixed their blood in brotherhood pacts, forging bonds stronger than any spoken oath. But as with all things sacred, there is also the shadow. Blood rituals can turn brutal, demanding lives in the name of gods or cosmic order. The Aztec sacrifices we described were staggering in scale, tens of thousands during major festivals. In ancient Carthage, children were sacrificed to the god Moloch, their blood spilled into the fires. These horrors force us to see blood rituals not only as mystical, but as reminders of humanity's darkest impulses, where the thirst for cosmic favor overshadowed compassion. And yet, not all blood rituals were violent. Many were symbolic acts of passage. In countless cultures, a small cut marked the transition from childhood to adulthood. Among the Maasai, young warriors once drank the blood of cattle during initiation, embodying strength and connection to their community. In Scandinavia, warriors swore brotherhood by mingling their blood in a shared vessel. These were not sacrifices to gods, but bonds between people, rituals that made blood not a token of death, but a seal of life. So what is the occult meaning of blood, stripped of myths and legends? At its core, blood is energy. It is the rhythm of heartbeat, the pulse of vitality. In esoteric philosophy, this life force has many names: chi, prana, vital essence, and blood is its physical vessel. To spill it is to release energy. To consume it is to take in essence. To offer it is to bridge human and divine. Blood is the medium through which mortal and eternal meet. Even today, echoes of these beliefs surround us. Look at horror films, gothic novels, heavy metal symbolism, or even modern vampire fiction. Blood remains at the center of fascination, alluring, terrifying, sacred, and profane. We may not stand in temples of stone or on pyramids beneath the sun, but we still use blood to symbolize commitment, power, and sacrifice. From the medical donation that saves lives to the fictional vampire's kiss, blood is never just fluid. It is story. It is symbol. It is the deepest connection between body and spirit. So the next time you hear of an ancient sacrifice or you see the crimson image of blood in a work of art, remember, it is not only about violence, it is about connection. The human desire to reach beyond the veil, to touch the infinite, to bargain with forces greater than ourselves. Blood is not simply what runs in our veins. It is the universal language of power and offering, fear and reverence. And perhaps in ways we cannot fully understand, it always will be. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into history and mystery, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Share this video with fellow curious minds, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time,